Hi, this is Yvette from My World of Metaphysics, bringing you another law of attraction metaphysical lesson from the girl next door. Today I want to speak to you about how I use visualization to change my life. Yes, how I use visualization to change my life. You're probably saying, oh, Yvette, here we go again. Listen. This is one of the most effective ways if you're trying to change your life. Visualization, people just don't understand how visualization changes your life. Let me explain to you my life and how I changed my life with visualization. Now, a lot of the things that I did change was by default. Yes, it was by default because at that time I did not know how I was manifesting things in my life. Now, growing up, you know how it is when you're in school, having fun, growing up with your friends. You know, you attract some things, you attract other things, you attract a couple of things. Well, let me just tell you this. I was always the type that had a very vivid imagination. Very. I would not even lie. I would always sit there and imagine all types of things, and I can actually tell you that I had some friends that were very popular. I had other friends that were like strong and the fighters in the school. I had other people that were brainiacs. So I was surrounded by all these different people, and I was a little bit of mixture of a little bit of all. Anyway, I sometimes used to look at some people and be like, oh, wow, I wish I was like that. Or I wish I was like that. Or I wish I was like that. And I would actually imagine myself actually being myself, but being myself with some characteristics of other people. Now, some of it was good and some of it was bad, okay? At that time, I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was actually using the law of attraction, manifesting things in my life that either I wanted or I didn't want. So now, moving forward, by me doing these things and constantly always imagining things, either good or bad, especially after watching movies like Rocky and letting my imagination take me wild, I manifest fights. Yes, people, I was young back then. I had my couple of fights, and I used to be like, how did I get in that fight? Watching those Rocky movies, people. Imagining that you were Rocky, okay? So there was times that I imagined so many things and got caught up in so many things in my life that some of them was good, some of them was bad. I was always good in, well, let me go back with that. I was average in school until someone implanted something in my subconscious that I was the best one in that class. And at that point, I just took off. That one seed that was planted in my head led me to being in honors. Actually led me to graduating at 16, okay? So now, in my imagination, I was always imagining myself being smart, being tough, being beautiful. So all these things that I was imagining, I was actually creating in my life. Some good, some bad, but it went on and on and on. As I grew up, I always imagined myself being successful. That was like the thing. And it wasn't even odd for me. It was more like a game that I used my imagination, like imagining myself being successful, like very successful. And I would be in the car. In the back seat, riding or driving. And my mind would just wander without me even realizing what I was doing. And I was actually visualizing, sometimes at good times, sometimes at bad times while I'm driving. Oh my God, at the stop sign. And this pattern became who I was. I would always visualize. Now, did I know I was attracting in my life at that time what I was doing? No. But as I got older and got in my 20s, I started to realize that I was actually manifesting things in my life. And because I did dream work and a lot of things, I was getting a lot of messages in my dreams telling me what I was doing. Moving on. I then started using my visualization, being a little more creative. I did a video before on how I purchased my house, how I sold my house, how I moved in my apartment complex It was a luxury apartment complex for the price that I wanted to move in it for, in the location. Everything that I actually wanted came through with my manifestation, with my visualization. I actually would visualize myself in my apartment, in the location that I wanted to be in, actually visualizing as if I was actually in that spot, looking through my own eyes. I actually visualized myself selling my house the whole nine, okay? It ended up that I sold my house on my own, okay? I moved in my apartment for the price that I wanted to pay, with the 2 bedrooms, facing the outside, facing the stores. I mean, right next to the community room with the pool and the movie theater, everything. Right next to the gates to lead out of the complex. I manifest exactly what I wanted to manifest. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. From there, I moved there and I realized, okay, you've been here for 2.5 years. It's time to move on, because now you're paying all this high rent and you don't have anything anymore to write off with your taxes. So again, here it was. I started scripting, visualizing myself having a beautiful townhouse. And I read you guys my scripting, what I used before, on what I actually wrote to move in my townhouse, where I'm at now. I wanted a townhouse. I wanted 2 floors. I wanted a balcony and a patio. I wanted 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. I wanted a basement with another bathroom and another bedroom, which I didn't get the basement, but I got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. I got the fireplace, the wood floors, everything that I imagined, I got. Then when it got time for me as a nurse to move up as a nurse practitioner, I visualized and I actually released it, because I was so set where I was, I didn't really want to move on. And then it got to the point that I needed to move on. So I started visualizing myself successful again. And before I knew it, I got the promotion at my job and became the nurse practitioner. These are different things that I did going back from when I was in my early 20s. I spoke it. I told my girlfriends, and they'll tell you today, I was like, you guys know, I'm going to be a nurse and I'm going to make, a decent amount of money very soon. And I would actually see myself being successful. Let me get this straight. I never in the beginning visualized myself actually getting that nursing job. I kept visualizing myself being successful. How would I be if I was successful? What would I look like? What would I be driving? What would I be doing? That's what I did. And the doors opened up from there. I was going for nursing, so I got that nursing degree. I was looking for my house. I got that house. When I was looking for selling my house, it all came and it came by myself visualizing myself being successful in basically everything that I want to do. Now with the house, I actually did visualize myself selling the house. I visualized jobs, houses, cars, and it all came true. Now let me explain this to you. I don't care if you're visualizing, using affirmations or whatever. You have to work on building up your belief and faith that it is yours by divine right. If you're using affirmations, visualization, scripting, and the next day you're saying it's not going to happen, or I don't know how it's going to happen, it's not. That's just like you going to church, praising God, and then coming out talking about 1 million people. You just killed or crushed whatever it was that you did in those 2 hours, and for the rest of the 7 days and 23 hours, you're doing the opposite. How I use visualization to change my life, I just imagine what I wanted my life to be like from my own eyes. Now, there's been sometimes people that I would actually visualize and see myself on the screen, like Reverend Ike speaks about. Then it was times that I would visualize looking through my own eyes, as Neville and Joseph Murphy would speak about. Now, it got to the point that now I use both. I use seeing myself and then actually jumping into the picture. Because seeing myself, I see what I look like. If I'm looking through my own eyes, I'm not really seeing myself unless I'm looking in the mirror. So what I would do, I would see myself and then step into that person and become that person and see from my own eyes. So I have a little bit of both of Reverend I. Neville and Joseph Murphy all in one. How I use visualization to change my life, it is one of the most powerful things you can do to change your life. If you see yourself having that promotion, you will have it. If you see yourself getting that car or that house or that love of your life, you will have it. You just have to be open and receptive to whatever it is God is bringing to you. Ask for it, but make sure you leave room for something better. The reason I say that is because we're living in a narrow visual field. God sees all and is connected to all and know all that there is. So you will be foolish to ask for something and not leave room for something better because God is the source of your supply. How I use visualization to change my life, I can tell you this, and I'm going to end it with this. I started off housekeeping, food service. I passed to other people that I was with. I became direct care. I passed the people further. I became a nurse. I passed the people further. I got my bachelor's, my master's. I passed the people further. I became a nurse practitioner. I passed the people further. I bought my first apartment building. I passed the people further. I'm on my second house. I lived in luxury apartment complexes. I drove Volvo convertibles, Range Rovers, Volvos, whatever you want, Pathfinders, Forerunners, whatever it is, I've done it. How I manifest all these things, I'm no different from the next person. As I said, I had a job doing house cleaning when I was 16, food service when I was 17. I did these things, but I watched myself move up in a successful way, that same way I visualized all my life. And I continue to do so. How I changed my life and how I use visualization to change my life, you can do it also. Put that picture in your mind. See it from your own eyes. Live it. Be part of it. And I want to tell you guys one thing before I sign off. Have fun. How many of you people are writing me saying, when is it coming? This is all about having fun. Remember, it's your vibration, your faith, your belief that gets you there. And a lot of people are totally repelling whatever it is they're trying to manifest away from them. So if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe, hit that bell, it'll keep me going. On top of that, you can reach me at myworldofmetaphysics.com. If you want to buy crystals, you can buy crystals at store.myworldofmetaphysics.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram. Again, this video was on how I use visualization to change my life. This is Yvette from My World of Metaphysics. Namaste.